love me, Gwendolen?
Passionately.
Darling, you don't know how happy you made me.
My own Ernest.
But you don't mean to say that you couldn't love me if my name wasn't Earnest?
But your name is Ernest.
Yes, I know it is, but supposing it was something else, are you saying you couldn't love me then?
That is clearly a metaphysical speculation, and like most metaphysical speculations, has very little reference at all to the actual facts of real life, as we know them.
Well, personally, darling, to speak quite candidly, I don't much care about the name of Earnest. I don't think it suits me at all.
It suits you perfectly. It is a divine name. It has music of its own. It produces vibrations.
Well, really, Gwendolen, I must say, I think there are loads of much nicer names. Jack, for instance, a charming name.
Jack? No, there is very little music in the name Jack, if any at all indeed. It does not thrill. It produces absolutely no vibrations. I have known several Jacks, and they all, without exception, were more than usually plain. Besides, Jack is a notorious domesticity for John, and I pity any woman who is married to a man called John. She would probably never be allowed to know the entrancing pleasure of a single moment's solitude. But the only really safe name is Earnest.
Gwendolen, I must get christened. I mean, we must get married at once.
Married, Mr. Worthing?
Oh, well, of course. You know that I love you, Miss Fairfax, and you've led me to believe that you are not absolutely indifferent to me.
I adore you, but you haven't proposed to me yet. Nothing has been said at all about marriage. The subject has not even been touched on.
May I do it now?
I think would be an admirable opportunity, and to spare you any possible disappointment, Mr. Worthing, I think it is only fair to tell you quite frankly beforehand that I am fully determined to accept you.
Oh, darling.
Oh, yes, Mr. Worthing. What have you got to say to me?
You know what I've got to say to you?
Yes, but you don't say it.
Good. Gwendolen, will you marry me?
Oh, of course I will, darling. How long have you been about it? Oh my, I believe you've had very little experience on how to propose.
Oh, my own one. I've never loved anyone more in the world but you.
Yes, but men often propose for practice. I know my brother Gerald does. All my girlfriends tell me so. What wonderfully blue eyes you have, Ernest. Yes, they're quite blue. Oh, I hope you will always look at me just like that, especially when there are other people present.